So I just created this Keepa data custom filter Google Sheet system, and what it does is it takes data from Keepa. So when you run Keepa Product Finder, which pulls up thousands of product data, what happens is you download that to a CSV, which is a very large file that is hard to work with, and it actually takes that data and it allows you to choose just certain Keepa columns that you want from that data, from that CSV. And you also get to choose the column names that you want to give to those Keepa columns. And then you're automatically able to create this filter just with the press of a button, and it's going to take out just those 4 pieces of data for you and create a nice filtered list of that product data. You can also then actually send this data with the export filter to a separate file that you can where you can work with it in a separate Google Sheet. Now, so if you've already seen if you've already used my Keepa Data Filter System Excel system, you know that with this system I already have certain columns set up. Right, there's certain columns that are already in here, and I put a lot in here because I was trying to cover the columns I think that most people would want. So this is different because with this you're getting to choose the columns you want. So for instance, in this example, I just chose 4 columns: ASIN, title, current price, and the Amazon out of stock. But you could do way more columns than this if you wanted to. So if you wanted to do stars, for instance, which is the reviews rating, you could do that. If you wanted to do the review count, the actual number of reviews, you could add that column. There are tons more columns here that if you wanted to, you could add. Used offer count, pretty much anything you want, and then you get to choose the names that you want for those columns. Alright, and so that is the power of this system, is that you're getting to pretty much design your own filter. Now what I'm going to do is that if you have already obtained a copy of my Keepa Data Filter System, the original Excel system, I'm going to go ahead and send you a copy of this Google Sheet system. Alright, so it's pretty much like a bundle. I'm going to go ahead and send you a copy of the system. However, if you do not already have a copy of my Keepa Data Filter System from Excel, then what you're going to do is go through the link in the description of this video where you will get a copy of this Google Sheet system, and you will also get a copy of this Excel system. So basically there'll be a bundle. Okay, you'll get them bundled together essentially. So 2 in 1. So that way, if you prefer the Excel and doing it with the kind of pre-set columns that I've already chosen, you can do that. But then if you want to run it on Google Sheets, you can run it on Google Sheets as well, where you get to actually choose your own columns and your own exact columns and your own exact filter that you want to work with. So if you just stick around for this video, I'm going to actually show you from the beginning how to use the system, and it's quite simple. It's pretty easy to use, but I'm going to actually show you what you have to go through since it's a Google Sheet. It's just a little different from when you just open it in Excel, right? So yeah, just stick around, and remember the links in the description of this video. Also, if you're not using Keepa product data features, I highly suggest you do as an Amazon seller. If you are an Amazon seller, so I would suggest you go to data features, and I have the link for that as well for you to sign up on the data features of Keepa, so you can start pulling all this product data. So just stick around for the video if you want to see how this works. I'm going to start at the beginning of the process. When you first open this Google Sheet system, it will be view only. Do not request edit access. What you need to do rather is go to File and then make a copy, and then create your own copy in your own Google Drive. When you request access, you're trying to get access to the original, which you cannot do. Alright, so you need to then close this original and let the copy, which is your copy, open in your Google Drive account. Alright, and now I will just wait for that to open up. But as you can see, the CSV sheet is going to be blank, of course. So what you need to do is import a CSV into the Keepa system. So first of all, you're going to run a Keepa filter, either using Data Product Finder or Product Viewer. Product Viewer if you're going to upload your own UPCs or ASINs. Product Finder, so we can do our own filter. I'm going to do sales rank from 1. And all I'm going to do is select a root category. I'm not doing a full filter process here. I'm just doing an example. So I'm going to do health and household, and I'll click find products. and Keepa will automatically give you the first 10,000 products as results. And a maximum here, we have 1,000 rows on a page, right? 1,000 products. So I'm going to export these 1,000 products, all active columns, CSV, and export as usual. And once it's exported, if you want, you can open the CSV, but you don't even have to do that. Now, the way I prefer to do it here in Google Sheets is to use File, Import, because when you copy and paste the CSV, it's very slow on Google Sheets. So you're going to go to File, Import. This is the best way to upload the CSV. And then go to Upload and select a file from your device. It should be the last file in the downloads, which it is, the Product Finder CSV. Click on Open. That will open up the CSV. But now you have to tell Google Sheets where to put it. Do not create a new spreadsheet. You must replace the current sheet. So the data must be on this sheet in order for this to work, in order for the system to work. And then we'll click Import Data. And once you click Import Data, the data will appear in a few seconds on your sheet. And here's the data, as you can see. Now, the next sheet tab is the Keepa Columns List tab. And this is just a list of all of the columns that are at the top of your CSV file, right? The column headings are now listed automatically on this sheet. However, don't worry about that. You don't have to touch that. You go straight to Columns Map instead. And on Columns Map, you're going to select which Keepa columns you want. Now, when you click the arrow for Keepa columns, of course, there are going to be a lot of columns, so finding columns will be easier if you type something in. So if you type AS, for instance, you'll see ASIN, parent ASIN variation. You can choose the corresponding column that you want. And then on this side, you're going to type the column name that you want for that Keepa column. In this case, I'm making it the same, ASIN and ASIN. But then you might have title for Keepa column, and you might say, well, I want to call this product title, let's say instead, right? Let's just say. Okay, you might also want the, in fact, you would definitely want the price. So you might do, again, you might be looking for the price. So you might say price, but actually, this one's a little different. I usually use new current, all right, for the price. And then you can put price on this side. All right. You also have the rank, sales rank current. And remember, this is customizable. You don't have to do it in the order I'm doing it. I'm just doing this as an example. You can choose what order you want. Now, a big one is the Amazon out of stock. And the thing with the Amazon out of stock, Keepa keeps changing the name of this column. I don't know why. They keep changing the name. The good thing is it's always going to have the OOS for out of stock. So if you type the OOS, you'll be able to find the column. No matter what they change the name to, you should be able to find the OOS, 90 days. So the out of stock percentage for Amazon for the past 90 days. So I'm going to call that Amazon OOS 90 days, right? That's the name I'm going to give it. Okay, and once you import the CSV, remember it's automatically, these columns are automatically coming from the CSV, right? So no matter what they change it to, it's going to change here as well. So this is really going to be a lot better instead of me having to update it, right? So now we have 5 columns, and I'm going to select these 5, meaning if you don't select them, they're not going to appear in the filter. So you select the 5 that you want to be in the filter, and then you just click Filter CSV. Now you're going to see right now that the filter is empty. All I did was shade the headings, but you can see that the filter is empty. And now you click on Filter CSV, and the first time you click it, it will probably ask you for authorization. All right, so you have to give permission for the script to run. So you're going to click on Continue, select your account. Google hasn't verified this app. This is just what Google says. All right, you just go ahead, click Advanced over here, and then it's going to say Continue if you understand the risk and trust the developer. Trust me, there's nothing to worry about here. It's going to say unsafe. It's not unsafe. This is just, again, Google just has to be extra careful with, they want to make sure that you give permission for the program to run, right? So you're going to go to Keepa data filter and then click allow. Okay, but there's no risk here. All this program does is take data from Keepa and filter it. All right, so it literally just takes a CSV file and it literally just takes out the columns that you select, and it copies and it pastes the columns over here, right? That's all it does, basically, right? So you click on filter CSV, and once you click filter CSV, this time it will run now that you gave the authorization for the program to run, and it will take time. You'll see it say run in script. You have to wait for this process because it actually has to go through this whole CSV and compare it against the columns map. It has to find these columns, and it has to get your column names and set that whole thing up, and then it has to copy the data and place it in the sheet, right? And it takes time. So it didn't take too long for 1,000 products. If you scroll down, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. That's 1,001, as you can see. So it's 1,000 products because we started at row 2. And you can see all the ASINs and everything is in here. If you click on export filter, it will create a filter, or rather it will send the filter to a new spreadsheet, a separate spreadsheet. That spreadsheet will not open automatically. You will have to go to your drive, you'll go to recent, and you'll see the Keepa filter export here. You'll be able to open it, and now you can see that the filter is in its own separate file that you can work from here. Alright, and then like I said, if you use my sourcing sheet, you can take these, take this data, the ASIN data, the title, the price, and you can take it over to my sourcing sheet and put it in there, right? So that's basically the process. So that's basically it. I mean, if you want to do, now if you need to do more sheets, what's going to happen is you're going to need to clear the CSV, right? In fact, you're probably just going to want to clear everything, but I'm going to start with the CSV. Remember, the CSV is over here. So you'll click the clear CSV button. That will clear out your CSV file. You just have to wait for that to run in script. Finish script. Alright, and it's clear. You want to clear the filter as well to make room for your new filter. So you clear the filter, and you'll see the filter go away as well. Alright, and you can also clear these Keepa columns if you wish, or you can keep them if you wish. And you can clear my columns, and you can reset this if you wish. Or you could keep these the same and just bring in another CSV and just do the same exact Keepa columns. So you don't have to keep changing these, you can just keep these. But I wanted you to see that you can clear everything. Now, once you do all of this, basically, if you wanted to do another page, you would go down to, for Keepa, you would move to page 2. You would do another export. I'm not going to do it, I'll just kind of talk it through, but you would do another export. And of course, you would import again. You would file import that data into the CSV here. You'd get the Keepa columns list automatically, and then you'd do your columns map. Or, like I said, you could leave the columns map the way you had it before, and you'll filter CSV again. You'll export the filter. Actually, I'm going to reorganize these buttons. I think it makes more sense in this order. So you'll do filter CSV and then export filter, right? And again, when you're done, clear CSV, clear filter. All right, so I'll reorganize those buttons. By the way, you can move these buttons by using right click. So use a right click to select the button, because if you use left click, you're going to activate it. So use right click to select, and then you can click it and you can drag it and move it wherever you want. All right, they're totally flexible. And that's basically it. That is, pretty much the custom filter process here. Just keep in mind that there are so many different columns here from Keepa. There's so many different filters and columns available. And so it's just a lot easier to navigate them when you download the data to Excel. Now, one thing I would like to mention, which is it's more of a Google Sheets thing, which is that you can select the row and you can go to data, create a filter on the export sheet, and you could go ahead and filter your data here. All right, now for some reason the Amazon, I need to point out that right now, as of today's date, the Amazon out of stock feature The out of stocks are not in a numerical format. They have a space, 0 space %. This causes it to be a text format, so you're not going to be able to do like mathematical filters like greater than are not going to work. Right? If I try to put greater than 100%, that's not going to work right now because these are not numbers. This is text. So what you'll have to do is actually go in here and select. You have to clear it and then select the ones you want individually, like 90, 91. If you want all the ones in the 90s, for instance, you can select, whoops, what happened? You can select all the ones in the 90s, 97, 96, right? You could go all the way down, 95, 94, 91, and 90, right? And these are all the ones that have 90% out of stock for Amazon or more. All right, which is good. Okay, because we don't want to sell products that Amazon sells most of the time, right? Okay, so then you would go ahead and source these particular products. Okay, that's the concept there. All right, that's the power of using the system. So that is basically it. For this video, I just wanted to show you this new system, this custom Keepa data filter system. All right, so you could just see how it actually works and go ahead and decide if you want to get a copy of the system. And if you already have gotten a copy of my Excel version, which is not fully customizable like this, but does work, then you will, as of the date of this video, if you've gotten the system as of today, you will get a copy of this system, right? But if you're brand new to the whole thing, then you're going to get a copy. You're going to have to go through the link in this video to go get a copy of the system, right? So if you already have the Excel system, you're getting this system, all right, with it, kind of like a bundle. But if you have not ever gotten any of my Keepa systems, then you're going to go through this link to get the system, okay? So if you have questions about that, you can just contact me. I have my contact information on the video. You can leave comments below, questions, suggestions, or anything right here on YouTube as well if you wish, right? It's totally transparent here. We can, any issue you have, you can put it in a comment, all right? If you want to email me directly, more personally, that's great too. When you email me, when you have a very specific problem or issue for yourself, it's best to email. Okay, I can handle it better, but you can contact me through various methods. So that's pretty much it. I'm Mr. Martin's Excel for Amazon. Look forward to hearing from you or just seeing you around on the channel. And wish you all the best and much success in your Amazon business.